Hi, this is Reverend K.L. Blessing. I want to give you a quick understanding, especially on the symbols that was used in Prophet Owusu Bempah's vision that he had concerning the nation Ghana, NDC, and NPP in the coming years ahead, in determining who the next president is going to be. First, he had a vision, and in the vision, there was two angels, and one of the angels was the main angel in charge of Ghana and its affairs, and that angel was representing the angel of the Lord, was in charge of Ghana and the affairs of Ghana. Next to that angel was also another fallen angel, satanic angel, who also wished they had the power to be in charge of Ghana. However, they were not in charge of Ghana. It was the angel of the Lord, like a principality, an angel of the Lord that was in charge of Ghana and its affairs. And that vision went away. Then he had another vision. In that vision, the Lord was about to reveal to him details of what was going to happen concerning the next election and who is going to win. Now, some of the symbols he used or images he used and what they represent or what they mean is, one, he saw a creature or a spirit in the form of a beast or a creature that had the face of an elephant, that had the wings like an eagle, and that had the tail like a serpent. So this image or creature or beast had a face of an elephant, the wings of an eagle, and the tail of a serpent. What that image means is, he didn't say it, but what it means is representing the NPP party, NPP, because the NPP used the symbol or has the animal elephant. The second creature or beast or spirit that he saw had the face of a lion, the wings like an eagle, the tail like an eagle, the feet or the legs was like an eagle, the legs were like a lion, but the feet was that of an eagle. It had the face of a lion, the wings of an eagle, tail of an eagle, and also the legs was that of a lion, but the feet was that of an eagle. And that face creature like a lion represent NDC, NDC, NDC. Now he saw another human personality whose body was covered with flames of fire, another spirit, but this time it was like a human personality who had the face of a human being, but the body was covered with what? Flames of fire. And that is symbolic of himself, the prophet of God, who the Lord uses in prophesying and determining who the president is going to be in the nation. So we have the elephant creature, which is NPP, lion creature, that is NDC, and the spirit or the human representative personality that has the face of a human being and the body filled with flames of fire represent he the prophet Owusu Bempah. In the vision, or when he was saying it, he didn't give understanding. I'm just giving you understanding of the images and what they represent. So what happens is that he said in the vision, and I'm going to explain and give you understanding. In the vision, the Spirit of God told the angel in charge of Ghana to transfer power over to the prophet. And then when the prophet, who represent the man with the body with flames of fire and the face of a man, received the power, he handed the power over to the keys, the presidential keys over to the elephant. He handed the presidential keys over to the elephant. And that represents when the Lord told Prophet Owusu Bempah to prophesy that Nanado, representing the elephant, was going to win the election. So he gave the keys to him and he became the president. However, this time around, a voice from God spoke like a trumpet and asked the angel in charge of Ghana to tell the servant of God, the prophet, to take the keys from the hands of the elephant. To take the keys. And later you find out that the crown also was also removed. The keys of the presidential keys and the crown was taken from the elephant. And that elephant represents the NPP party. The keys has been taken. Why? Because Nana-Addo is coming to the end of his tenure in office. And in the next 3 years, there's going to be another presidential election. And therefore now the keys has been given to the prophet to wait until God tells him who next to give the keys to, which makes sense. However, when he took the keys from the hands of the elephant, the beast with the face of an elephant, the wings of an eagle, and the tail of the serpent came after the prophet. Why? Because he has taken the keys from him, or taking the keys from them. So the snake-like tail of the elephant was coming to harm the prophet. However, the angel in charge of Ghana took the prophet and hid him in a mountainous cave, which was surrounded with tongues, and the tongues was protecting him from the snake getting in to bite him, because the snake wanted to bite or wanted to harm him. However, the snake was also afraid that because of the tongues, it will be hurt by the tongues, so it didn't proceed further. And the prophet was preserved and protected until later on brought out. When the prophet came out, he was instructed by the angel of the Lord to hold on to the keys, the presidential keys, until he was instructed who to give to. And as he was being instructed by the angel, he realized that a third beast or a third spirit came in the form of a bear with the body like a tiger. And this beast went to the elephant and also went to the lion, and then came to the prophet to receive the keys. Meaning there's going to be a third party which will come so strong that will probably amass some strength and support system from the NDC and support system from the NPP, and try to gather momentum to try and come into office. Probably they'll say, oh, let's fix the country, and we don't believe in the NDC and we don't believe in the NPP, and therefore this is the new party that is going to bring the change. So they were coming with momentum. They went first to the NPP, and then they went to the NDC, and then they came to the prophet in the vision to come and receive the keys. However, the angel in charge of the nation, Ghana, struck that beast, and he was not able to take the keys from the prophet. Meaning that as it is, or as it stands, the prophet had taken the keys from the NPP and is holding on to the keys. The NPP came after the prophet because they have taken the keys from them. However, the Lord preserved the prophet. Another third party came in so strong, which amassed momentum and support and influence from both political parties, but could not still collect the keys. And God told the prophet to keep on holding on to the keys. And then the Lord told the prophet. So the prophet asked God, when should I and who should I give the keys to? And the Lord said, in 3 years' time. In 3 years' time. And in 3 years' time, right now, it is 9th, 27th, and the prophecy came in, I think, on the 26th. So God told him of September, 26th of September 2021. So 3 years' time will be the time for election. And the Lord was saying that during that time, he will tell him who to announce as the person to become the president. in 3 years' time. However, the Spirit of God whispered to his ears who the person is going to be. However, God told him to wait until he tells the angel in charge of Ghana, and then the angel in charge of Ghana will instruct him to go forward and speak publicly who the next president is going to be. But those of you who have followed the prophet, he said that this time around, he will not publicly come in and just say it, but rather call the person in privacy and tell them the mind of God and lead them as to what to do. Then he also saw in that same vision that when Akufo-Addo left, another person replaced him. And the person who replaced him also looked like him, had the face in the form of a beast, in the form of elephant, with the wings like, how do you call it, eagle, and the tail, a representation of the NPP. And then he saw the flag bearer of NDC and the flag bearer of NPP. All these things I'm saying to you, he was saying it in parables and in symbols. He saw the lion, the beast with the face of the lion, and the beast with the face of the how do you call it, elephant. And what he saw, which represent the two political parties, their candidates, they had a girdle or a belt wrapped around their waist. A girdle, something like a wrapper that some people wrap around their waist, like a belt, like a belt. But this time around, it's able to also come down to be like a long rope, a royal rope or something like that. And whoever had the longest rope that will meet up with the prophet or wrap itself with the prophet, that was the person the prophet is to give the keys to. But what he said was that the flag bearer then, in the future, for the NDC that he saw in the vision he saw, whoever was representing the flag bearer for NDC had their girdle and rope very long, touching the floor. However, the flag bearer for the NPP, who had their girdle with their rope, it was short and couldn't go any further. It was short and couldn't go further. But the person who represented the flag bearer for NDC was longer, and it was longer than the one. And therefore, the Lord told him to wait. Whoever's girdle's rope will be longer, and it will wrap itself with him, the prophet. And remember, in the vision and the prophecy, he was saying it all in symbolic, using the images as the lion and then elephant, and also the man with the body filled with flames of fire, with the face of a human being, which was representing him, and then the elephant representing NPP, and the lion representing NDC. And then also there's going to arise a third political party which will come so strong and gather so much momentum, and people probably will think it's going to take over, but they will not be able to come into office. Why? Because the Lord did not allow the prophet to give the keys to them. So from what we can deduce spiritually, not physically, don't try to understand this prophecy with the carnal mind. It will not make sense. Only spiritual people understand spiritual things. What is showing now is that right now the Lord has given the keys, taking the keys from the NPP, and the keys of the president, the presidential keys and crown is in the hands of the prophet, the man of God, waiting for divine instruction to come from the angel in charge of Ghana, who will also take instruction from God himself. And once he gives him the go-ahead, then he can now say with definite that this is the person the Lord has chosen. But from what we heard from him, it looks as though the NDC presidential candidate in the future will have an advantage over the NPP, because he said the the presidential candidate for NDC having his girdle with rope was longer than that of the NPP. Secondly, when the keys was also taken from the NPP, the tail of the NPP, which was made of a snake, came after the prophet, which is not good. You can't fight God's prophet who is in to help you. So it means that it puts the NPP in an advantageous position spiritually, meaning that spiritually all is not well with the NPP in terms of the future presidential stuff. But we don't know, we can't jump into conclusion. Just as the prophet was told to wait, so should we also wait to see what will unfold. One thing is for certain, that things are going to change in the next couple of years. It's possible that the people are assuming to become the flag bearers today will not be the flag bearers in 3 years' time. It's possible that President Mahama, ex-President Mahama, may not be the flag bearer for NDC. It's possible, but we don't know yet. It's also possible, we don't know yet, whether it is going to be ex-president, ex-vice president Baumia or Mr. Chamantin, who is going to be the flag bearer for the NPP. All these things are not known yet. God told the prophet to wait, that at the due time, he will tell his angel in charge of Ghana to let him know. But personally, he knows it, but he can only make it known to the nation or to the individuals when the time is right and is given the go ahead. And so that is the summary of the deep revelation about what the prophet had. And you can't underestimate his prophecy, because God has used his servant, the prophet, to determine different nations' president. I remember when Hillary and Trump were contesting for the presidency, he prophesied that even though it will look like Hillary is winning, Trump will come from nowhere and take over the presidency. He also prophesied consistently every president who has come into power in Ghana was prophesied by him. Contrary to all what other prophets in the nation said, his prophecy always stood and came accurate, and the Lord vindicated him. He also prophesied concerning the Nigerian president, when everybody, including major prophets and ministers of God in Nigeria, were saying that Atiku was going to be the president. He personally said that God has revealed it to him that Buhari is still sitting on the seat. So there was no way Atiku could become the president. And everybody thought it was a joke. And yes, so whatever he said came to pass. In recent time also, the same way God revealed to him that God has taken the presidential keys from Trump. And that's how Trump didn't end up losing. So he has been consistent in prophesying to South African president, Congo president, many nations. The Lord has used him to prophesy. And this prophecy must be taken seriously, and pray that the will and the counsel of God will prevail in the nation Ghana, and that the Lord will choose the person who helped the nation to prosper, move forward, and to do well. I pray that anyone who wanted to understand the vision he had recently, this is the short summary of what it means. The symbols are elephant, the beast made up of elephant, and the beast or the spirit made up of elephant face, and that of the one made up of a lion face. The lion represents NDC, elephant, NPP. The man with the face of a human being and the body flames of fire represent the prophet himself. And also we have the angel in charge of Ghana, who takes instruction from God to determine the affairs in the nation Ghana. You also talk about another political party which will come in the form of a bear. In the vision, he saw it as a bear with the body of a tiger. However, it was denied the presidential keys and crown. Also in the vision, he also saw that the keys were, he was given the power to take the keys from the elephant, which represents NPP. And the NPP party came after him, but the Lord preserved and protected him. And the Lord told him to wait until he's given further instruction as to who to elect. But then he also saw the first, how do you call it? whoever will be selected as the flag bearers for both parties, NPP, NDC, he saw that the NDC's candidate, NDC, was having a longer rope, meaning having an advantage than the NPP, because the NPP candidate had a shorter rope, making the NDC had an advantage now, but we don't know what will happen in the future. So keep on praying, keep on trusting God, and keep on living right for Jesus. God bless you. Bye.